Hello everybody, welcome again to the lecture series on the signals and systems. We are talking about the Fourier series. Now we will continue our discussion. Now in this particular lecture, we will see the properties of the Fourier series. That is the learning outcome of this particular lecture. So these are the different properties I have given here. One is linearity property, time shifting property, time scaling property. Like this different properties are there. Time scaling, time reversal, time integration, and Parseval's theorem, conjugation and conjugate symmetry property. So all these properties we are going to see now. Okay. So first one is linearity property. So linearity property means, for example, here I have taken one periodic signal f of t, which is having the Fourier series coefficient represented with Cn. Another periodic signal g of t is there, which is having the exponential Fourier series coefficient is dn. And you need to take one condition here, that is these two are having the same time period. For example, capital T or capital T naught, whatever it may be. Okay, so that is the condition you need to take. So another periodic signal is there, that is addition of these two, f of t plus g of t. Okay, and this is having the Fourier series coefficient is Cm plus Tn. If it is allowed, then we can say the Fourier series having the linearity property that is already there, that we need to prove now. Okay, what is the condition here? Exponential Fourier series for the signal f of t is given as Cm, and the exponential Fourier series for the periodic signal g of t is dn. Then what is the exponential Fourier series of the signal f of t plus g of t? F of t plus g of t is another signal, and that is having the Fourier series coefficient as the summation of the Fourier series coefficients of the signals f of t and g of t. Okay, it is like linear system what we have discussed in our first unit. Like this, here linearity property is there for the Fourier series, not only for the Fourier series, for the Fourier transform, Z transform, Laplace transform, for all the transforms it is valid. Okay, so now we will see the proof for this one. Exponential Fourier series coefficient of f of t is, here it is represented with 1 by t, sorry, here it is represented with Cn, and that is equal to 1 by t integral over time period 0 to t f of t e power minus jn omega naught t dt. How this expression has been written? The exponential Fourier series of the signal f of t is represented with Cn, that is equal to 1 by time period of the signal f of t and integral over the time period, and here we need to write the signal for which we are calculating the coefficient, that is f of t here. After writing that one, e power minus jn omega naught is the fundamental frequency of the signal f of t into t dt. In this manner we have to write. Now exponential Fourier series coefficient of g of t, that is represented with dn, that is equal to 1 by its time period. G of t time period is also we are taking as capital T, and integral over one period 0 to t, and here we need to write for which signal we are calculating the coefficient, that is g of t here, and e power minus jn, here we need to write the fundamental frequency of the signal g of t, that is given from the fundamental time period, because these two signals are having the same time period capital T, same fundamental frequency is there, that is omega naught into t dt. These are the two given things. Now we need to find the exponential Fourier series coefficient of the new signal, that is given by the addition of the f of t and g of t. So it is equal to, we have assumed that by adding it is having the same time period 0 to t and same time period capital T, that's why 1 by capital T integral 0 to t. Here we need to write the signal for which we are calculating the coefficient, that is f of t plus g of t e power minus jn omega naught into t dt, and we can able to write this one as 1 by t integral 0 to t f of t e power minus jn omega naught t dt plus 1 by t integral 0 to t g of t e power minus jn omega naught t dt, and this entire thing can be written as Cn plus this entire thing can be written as dn. So what we got now? So finally the exponential Fourier series coefficient of the signal f of t plus g of t we got as Cn plus dn. So this is nothing but linearity property, and this is the proof for this one. Okay. Now time shifting property. I think already I have proved this one. And again I will see here x of t is having the Fourier series coefficient is Cn, what is the Fourier series coefficient of time shifted version of the x of t? That is x of t minus t naught means because of the x of t same coefficient Cn we will get, and because of the shifting exponential term we will get. Because of the time shifting exponential we will get in the frequency domain, or because of the frequency shifting exponential term we will get in the time domain. This will be valid not only in Fourier series, it is also valid in other transforms also. Okay, like Fourier transform. So Cn into, because here minus t naught is there, you can remember like this, minus Jn omega naught, and this shifting is because of the t naught, this exponential is because of the shifting by t naught, that's why here t naught will come. Shifting means we can also write like this, x of t plus t naught, and it is having the coefficient is Cn e power plus t naught, that's why plus Jn omega naught into t naught. Like this we can able to write. Okay, x of t minus t naught is nothing but Cn e power minus t naught, that's why minus Jn omega naught into t naught, and x of t plus t naught means Cn e power plus Jn omega naught into Tn. I have told that because of the time shifting you will get the exponentials in the frequency domain, or because of the shifting in the frequency domain you will get the exponentials, and here minus t naught is there, so here you will get minus, here plus t naught is there, here you will get plus. But whenever here shifting is there in the frequency domain, if it is minus is involved in the frequency domain, here exponential is having the plus term. Okay, if the plus is having in the frequency domain shifting, then here you will have minus you will have. So in the frequency, if the shifting is there in the frequency domain, the exponentials which are available in the time domain are having the opposite sign. But here same sign is there. When the shifting is there in the time domain, the exponentials in the frequency domain are having the same signs, like minus t naught, here also minus, here plus t naught, here also plus. Now we will see the proof for one thing. That is the first one we will see. So proof for that one is given by the exponential Fourier series coefficient of x of t is given by Cn, that is equal to 1 by capital T integral 0 to t x of t e power minus Jn omega naught t dt. Next, we need to find the exponential Fourier series coefficient for the signal x of t minus t naught. So it is equal to, because of the shifting time period will not be affected, x of t whatever the time period is there, that is capital T, same time period will be available for x of t minus t naught also. So same capital T is available, same omega naught will be available for x of t minus t naught also. So 1 by time period of the signal x of t minus t naught, that is 1 by t integral over the time period x of t minus t naught. Here we need to write the signal for which we are calculating the coefficient. Okay, so our requirement is calculating the coefficient for the x of t minus t naught, and here we need to write e power minus Jn. Here we need to write the fundamental frequency of the signal x of t minus t naught. Because the time period of x of t and x of t minus t naught both are same, the fundamental frequency is also same, that's why I am writing omega naught only t into dt. So like this we will write. Okay, now you consider t minus t naught is a new variable, that is k, and if you differentiate this one, dt minus t naught is constant, its differentiation is 0, so dt is equal to dk. Next, calculate the lower limit, that is t lower limit is 0, your t integral t lower limit is 0, so k lower limit will be minus t naught. Next, t upper limit is capital T, so k upper limit is capital T minus t naught. Okay, now write this integral by changing the variable. So we will get exponential Fourier series coefficient of x of t minus t naught is equal to 1 by capital T integral k is from minus t naught to t minus t naught x of k e power minus Jn omega naught into small t means we can write k plus t naught, k plus t naught, here dt means we can write dk. Okay, but if you see this integral is also over one period only. Upper limit minus lower limit, if you calculate, you will get capital T only. Okay, over one period only we will get, and here two exponentials are there, but one exponential is having the variable, another exponential is not having the variable, that is like a constant, e power minus Jn omega naught into k, e power minus Jn omega naught into t naught. Okay, here we are doing the integration with respect to k. So the terms which are involving k are variables and the terms which are not involving k are constants. So e power minus jn omega naught into t naught is a constant. So we can write outside of the integral. So it is equal to e power minus jn omega naught into t naught is a constant, and remaining entire thing is looking like the formula for this cn only. 1 by t is there, integral over one period is required. It may be from minus t by 2 to plus t by 2, or it may be like minus t naught to capital T minus t naught. Whether the integration has been done over one period or not, that we need to check. So here also over one period, here also over one period, x of t, x of k. Already I told that t is the independent variable taking the values from minus infinity to plus infinity. K is also independent variable taking the values from minus infinity to plus infinity. So there is no change. Whether it is x of t or x of k, there is no change in the amplitude of the x of t or x of k. So it is okay. So e power minus jn omega naught into k is there. In place of dt, here dk is there. So remaining entire thing is looking like cn only. So proof is over. X of t is having the coefficient is cn, but x of t minus t naught is having the coefficient is cn into e power minus jn omega naught into t naught. You try for the you try to calculate the exponential Fourier series for x of t plus t naught and practice this one. You will be familiar with this. Now time differentiation property. So this one already I have proved. Again I will see here. So x of t is having the coefficient is cn, and d by dt of x of t is having the coefficient is jn omega naught into cn. So here simple thing is x of t is having cn, because of the d by dt you have jn omega naught. If you have 2 times differentiation, that means d square x of t by dt square means this jn omega naught will come 2 times. That means jn omega naught whole square into cn. Like this you will get. If the k times you are doing the differentiation in time domain, in the frequency domain it's variable, that is n omega naught is a variable in the frequency domain of the Fourier series. That many times, that means k times you have to take jn omega naught whole power k into cn. Like that you have to take. For this the proof is given like this. Exponential Fourier series coefficient of x of t is taken as cn, that is 1 by t integral 0 to t, these are the t limits, that is x of t e power minus jn omega naught into t dt. But exponential Fourier series is given by x of t is equal to sigma n is from minus infinity to plus infinity cn e power plus jn omega naught into t dt. Sorry, e power jn omega naught t, it is not integral. So you do the differentiation on both sides, then you will get d by dt of x of t sigma n is from minus infinity to plus infinity, cn is the constant with respect to t. We are doing the differentiation with respect to t. So this term is involving t. So this is the variable with respect to t. So perform the differentiation for this one. E power x with respect to x is e power x only, and here we are doing with respect to t, and this is the constant that will come in product. So jn omega naught. So if you take this is jn omega naught, this is because of d by dt. If only x of t is there, this entire thing is there, but because of the d by dt only you got jn omega naught, that is related to the cn only. Okay, that is related to the cn only. So we can able to write, if because of the d by dt only we got jn omega naught. If you take one more time d by dt, then here one more time jn omega naught will come. If you take one more time d by dt, one more time jn omega naught will come. If you perform k times the differentiation in the time domain, here you will get k times this jn omega naught will come. Okay, so this is the proof for the time differentiation. And one thing you can able to remember in the time differentiation itself, because we have done the differentiation in the time domain, we got the variable in the frequency domain. What is the variable in the frequency domain? N omega naught only. What is the variable in the time domain? T. T is the variable in the time domain, frequency is the variable in the frequency domain. Okay, frequency is the variable in the frequency domain, time is the independent variable in the time domain. If you do differentiation in time domain, in the frequency domain, this variable has to be taken. If you perform the differentiation in the frequency domain, you have to multiply the signal with its variable, that is t. Here you are multiplying with the independent variable n omega naught when differentiation is performed in the time domain. If you perform the differentiation in the frequency domain, in the time domain you need to multiply with its variable, that is t. Remember this one, this property will come in the remaining transforms also. Next, time scaling. Already we did the proof, just a statement I will write here. x of t is having the coefficient is Cn. X of at is also having the same coefficient Cn only, but the time period of the x of at is t by a and the fundamental frequency is multiplied with a into omega naught is the frequency of the x of at. Next to time reversal. So generally we know how time reversal will be taken. That is in order to apply the time reversal property for the x of t signal, we need to rotate the signal with respect to y axis. So x of t is having the coefficient is Cn, and what is the coefficient for x of minus t? Here time reversal has been applied in the time domain. Okay, the reversal property has been applied in the time domain. So what will happen to the frequency domain? That we need to find out. So here C minus n only you will get. For that I will tell the proof here. So exponential Fourier series coefficient of the signal x of t is given by Cn, that is equal to 1 by time period of the signal x of t, that is 1 by t integral over 1 period. Here the signal has to be written, for which we need to find the exponential Fourier series, and e power minus jn omega naught into t. This omega naught is the fundamental frequency of the signal x of t only. Generally we will write the coefficient formula like this. But now we need the exponential Fourier series coefficient of x of minus t. Okay, this is the signal now. Whether x of t or x of minus t, both are having the same time period. Okay, just you are reversing the signal, so with this the time period will not be affected. So x of t, how much time period is there? For x of minus t also same time period is there. Okay, then if same time period is there, same fundamental frequency is also there. So capital T is capital T here and omega naught is omega naught only. So 1 by capital T integral, we are doing integration over 1 period, that is 0 to capital T, and x of minus t and e power minus jn omega naught t dt. Like this we can able to take. Now this minus t I am taking as a new variable like k, and minus dt is equal to dk if you do the differentiation. Next lower limit I am finding. Lower limit for t is 0, so k is also 0, and upper limit for t is capital T, so upper limit for k is minus capital T. Okay, substitute all these things here and replace the variable t with k. So exponential Fourier series coefficient of x of minus t I am calculating here, that is equal to 1 by, there is no change in the time period, integral t is from 0 to minus k. Next x of k e power minus jn omega naught, there is no change, but t means minus k we have to write. That minus I am writing for n. So here minus n will be there. Okay, here k will be available. This t I am replacing with minus k. That minus I am writing for n, that means minus n omega naught k will be available. Okay, and dt means minus dk. Okay, so if you compare this formula with the Cn formula, 1 by t is there, integral 0 to t is there. But here integral 0 to minus k is there. What is the change means? Here in the forward direction we are taking, lower limit is 0, upper limit is right side of the lower limit, that is capital T. But here it is minus t, lower limit is 0, but upper limit is left side, it is there, left side of the lower limit is there. So if you do the integration, you will get a negative of the integration which is of this one. Okay, whatever the area calculation is there from 0 to t, okay, whatever the integration you are applying for from 0 to t, that integral is a negative of the integral which is performed from 0 to minus t. So in order to overcome this one, what we need to do? Minus we have to take in front of the result. So minus I am taking. Okay, 1 by t integral. Now I can take the k limits from 0 to t. Like this I can able to write, or you can able to reverse these two. So x of k e power minus j minus n omega naught into k, and this here already minus is there, that minus will be cancelled with this minus and it is dk. Now it is exactly looking like this particular Cn, not exactly. Here n is negative, minus n we are getting. Okay, here e power minus j, e power minus j. In place of n, here minus n is there, omega naught in place of t, k is there. That is okay. T is the independent variable changing from minus infinity to plus infinity. K is also independent variable changing from minus infinity to plus infinity. But in place of n, here minus n is there. Because here n is there, it is taken as Cn. Because here minus n is there, it has to be taken as C minus n. So time reversal version of the signal x of t is having the coefficient is c minus n. That means if you perform the time reversal, you need to perform the reversal operation in the frequency domain also. That is the thing. If you perform the reversal operation in the time domain, you need to perform the reversal operation in the frequency domain also in Fourier series. Okay, x of t is having the coefficient is cn. So x of minus t is having the coefficient is c minus n. This is about time reversal. Next, time integration. So x of t is having the coefficient is cn. Next, integral of x of t dt is having the coefficient is cn by jn omega naught. If you remember this d by dt of x of t, it is having the coefficient is jn omega naught into cn. Okay, because of the x of t cn is there. Here also because of the x of t cn is there. Because of the d by dt, this jn omega naught, this is the variable in the frequency domain. It has to be multiplied. Because of the integration, the variable in the frequency domain, that is jn omega naught, has to be divided. In the division, we have to write this one. Okay, here jn omega naught is in the numerator, here jn omega naught is in the denominator. That is the change. So proof I will tell here. Proof for this one. So x of t from the exponential Fourier series, it is written as sigma n is from minus infinity to plus infinity cn e power jn omega naught t dt. Sorry, jn omega naught t. If you do the integration on both sides, integral x of t dt, then sigma n is from minus infinity to plus infinity cn I am writing here. So integral of e power x with respect to x is e power x. So e power jn omega naught, and the derivative of jn omega naught is jn omega naught, that has to be written in the denominator. That is the integration of the overall thing. So 1 by jn omega naught, this entire thing is looking like x of t only. So here x of t is there, here also x of t is there, but because of the integration only you are getting 1 by jn omega naught. This is the thing we can able to understand from this one. Because of the d by dt, jn omega naught will be coming in the numerator. Because of the integration in the time domain, you will get jn omega naught in the denominator. And now Parseval's theorem. I think this one already proved. So x of t is having the coefficient is cn. Even though it is having the coefficient is cn, here what we are discussing means how much power is there in the signal x of t. With this coefficient, how to tell this one? With this coefficient, how to tell this one? The power involved in the signal x of t generally given by limit t is tending to infinity 1 by t integral over 1 period magnitude of signal x of t whole square into dt. In order to calculate the power in the periodic signal x of t, what is required from this formula? How much time period is there and what is the time domain expression of the x of t? This is required. But now you need to find the power involved in the signal f of x of t. Even you don't know the time domain expression for the x of t, but you need to know what is cn. That means if you know the cn, that is the exponential Fourier series coefficient of the signal x of t, then also you can able to find the power involved in the signal x of t as sigma n is changing from minus infinity to plus infinity magnitude of cn square. The proof for this one is here. That is like this. Just take the x of t exponential Fourier series expression, that is x of t is equal to sigma n is changing from minus infinity to plus infinity cn e power jn omega naught into t, and in this particular formula, in the time domain power formula, I am substituting this Fourier series expression, that is limit t is tending to infinity 1 by t integral small t changing from 0 to t magnitude of x of t. If you take sigma cn will be available, magnitude of e power jn omega naught t is 1. E power j theta magnitude is how much? It is 1. It is written as cos theta plus j sin theta. It is like a plus jb. If you take the magnitude, square root of a square plus b square, square root of cos square theta plus sin square theta, that is 1 you will get. So e power j theta, this theta can be anything. Theta can be n omega naught t, theta can be 2, theta can be anything, but it is e power j theta, its magnitude is equal to 1. In the formula of this one, here we have magnitude. So if you take the magnitude for this entire expression, you will get magnitude of sigma n is from minus infinity to plus infinity cn. Cn also is having magnitude, and the magnitude of e power j omega naught t is 1 only, so it will be square. So and here dt is there, so it is equal to here integration is with respect to t, so this cn is constant only, so we can write outside, that is sigma n is from minus infinity to plus infinity magnitude of cn whole square. Next, limit t is tending to infinity 1 by t integral 0 to t dt is there. So integral 1 with respect to t, we will get as small t we will get, if you substitute the limits, you will get capital T minus 0, that is capital T, that numerator capital T, denominator capital T will be cancelled. Finally, what is the remaining thing? Sigma n is changing from minus infinity to plus infinity, magnitude of Cn whole square. So if you have Cn value, you can calculate the power involved in the signal x of t, even if you don't have the time domain expression for the x of t. With the Fourier series coefficient also, you can able to calculate power involved in the signal x of t, that is by the parts first. Next, conjugation and conjugate symmetric property. So if x of t is real, x of t is real. Real means what? Even you are applying the conjugation, there is no change. Then we can tell that particular signal is the real signal. Okay. Then see, x of t is having the coefficient is Cn. What is the coefficient for x star of t? That we need to find now. Okay. This is having the coefficient is C minus n star. That we are going to prove now. So exponential Fourier series coefficient of x of t is equal to 1 by t integral 0 to t. These are the t limits. X of t e power minus jn omega naught t dt. Now I am writing exponential Fourier series coefficient of x star of t, that is equal to 1 by t integral t is from 0 to t x star of t e power minus jn omega naught t dt. Because you are taking the conjugation, there is no change in the time period, there is no change in the fundamental frequency. That's why I have taken 1 by t only, and integration is also from 0 to t only, and here omega naught only. Okay. Now this one I am rewriting as exponential Fourier series coefficient of x star of t is equal to, I am rewriting as 1 by t integral t is from 0 to t x of t e power minus j minus n omega naught into t dt whole star. The star is applicable for the x of t, that means x star of t you will get. The star is also applicable. This conjugation is applicable for the x of t, you will get x star of t, x conjugation of t, and this conjugation is also applied for the e power minus j minus n omega naught t. So because of this conjugation, this minus n will become the plus n. For example, if you think like that, it is exactly equal to this one only. Okay, this expression is exactly equal to this expression only. But now, this inner side one, if you observe, 1 by t is there, integral 0 to t x of t e power minus jn omega naught t dt. This entire integral we are writing as a Cn. This entire integral we are writing as a Cn. Where n is available, here n is available. But here, this entire, within this conjugation you observe, this entire thing is similar to this one only, except only in place of n here, minus n is there. So this inner side one we can write C minus n. It is Cn, it is C minus n, because here n is there, here minus n is there, and upper side here star is there. So what is the conclusion here? X of t is having the coefficient is Cn, and x star of t is having the coefficient is C minus n star. Okay, this is the thing. Okay, here I did not tell about it is a real signal or not. Just I have calculated, if I take the conjugation for the given signal x of t, what is the coefficient? That is, conjugation has to be applied for the Cn, and also reversal property is also applied for the Cn. Both things have to be applied. If you perform the conjugation in the time domain, what are the things will be changed in the frequency domain? Means for the Fourier series coefficient, the conjugation has to be applied, and also reversal property has to be applied. These are the two things you need to apply in the frequency domain if you do only conjugation in the time domain. Okay, then here again I am writing that one, x of t is having the coefficient is Cn, and x star of t is having the coefficient is C minus n star. Okay, now I am telling x of t is real. X of t is real. X of t is real means x star of t is equal to x of t. That means its coefficients are also equal. That means C minus n star is equal to Cn. It is possible. Okay, then Cn is can be complex. That means it is having the magnitude. It is also having the phase e power j at an angle of Cn. So it can be written for the complex signals. If you assume it is a complex, it can be written like this. Now replace n with minus n, C minus n, magnitude of C minus n, e power j, angle of C minus n. Okay, now apply conjugation for this one. So C minus n conjugate is equal to, because already it is the magnitude A plus J beta or A minus J beta, both are having the same magnitude, that is square root of A square plus B square. So C minus n, if you apply conjugate also there is no problem. Okay, so e power, if you apply conjugate for this one, it will be changed. E power j theta conjugation is e power minus j theta, so that minus will come. So e power j minus angle of angle of C minus n. These are the things we have observed. If my signal is a real signal, these two must be equal. If my signal is even signal, then what will happen, that we will see. If my signal is even, x of t, x of minus t is equal to x of t, then I can tell my x of t signal is even signal. Then what will happen, that we will see. X of t is having the coefficient is Cn and x of minus t is having the coefficient is C minus n. Okay, that already we have taken. The time reversal version is having the coefficient is C minus n, and if you take the magnitude for these two will be equal. Okay, now from this one you can tell magnitude of Cn and the magnitude of C minus n both are equal. Okay, for the even signal. And if you take the phases here, angle of Cn is equal to minus angle of C minus n. It is like odd signal property. Odd signal property means what? X of for the time domain signals we have written like this: x of minus t is equal to minus x of t. Okay, or this minus you can say into this side. So x of t is equal to minus x of minus t. Okay, it is odd or it is also odd. Now same thing is applied in the Fourier series coefficients also. If you observe carefully, x of t is having Cn. So this minus is available for the n and minus is also available for the amplitude. How to tell this signal? If the original signal x of t is equal to the time reversal version and the amplitude reversal version, both are available here. Minus is there in front of the x, minus is available in front of the t also. Here what is the variable? N is the variable. So minus is there in front of n and minus is also there in front of the total phase. That means phase spectrum is the odd function. Okay, that is having the odd symmetry. Why did I take this into the consideration? Means already you know about what is odd signal. Same definition is applicable here. If you take the odd function, if you take the phase spectrum, that phase spectrum is having the properties of the odd signal, or odd signal properties are followed by the phase spectrum. If you see the phase, that is equal to this n, even though it has been taken negative, and in front of the phase if you take the negative also, that is entire thing is equal to again the total phase only. That means it is allowing the odd symmetry, and if you take the magnitude is the even symmetry. C, magnitude of Cn is equal to magnitude of C minus n, because it is even. Okay, for the even signal all these things are possible. So if the signal is real and even, if the x of t signal is real and even, so I can tell the magnitude spectrum is real and even, and phase spectrum is odd. Phase spectrum is odd. This is the conclusion we can give from this. That is called conjugate symmetry. Magnitude spectrum is even and the phase spectrum is odd. That is nothing but conjugate symmetry. Okay. Thank you.